Greetings, girls, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates Mod. I'm Admiral Terran to the battleship Infiltrator as we continue our campaign against mainly neutral shipping, but at this point we're just kind of raiding. We finally managed to get our hands on a foothold at 14.5, which is well outside of friendly space. We also currently have the little glitch where we have permanent damage for no apparent reason, and we are now sort of in the market for an X-type heavy cruiser as soon as they manage to show up. They haven't yet, so let's set out into space and see if we can't cause a little bit of havoc around the area. And the first mission of the day shall be a scouting mission. We're gonna go peek in, check things out with a battleship carrier. That's how this works, right? This is the way that you should conduct all of your military operations, by scouting the Merak with your own battleships. Of course, the Merak battleship is fairly powerful. It's got 12 missile launchers, depending on the version of that we're currently looking at. And we are seeing a BBX, so it's going to have, I believe, 2? No, I don't think it has any. Yeah, this is just a standard BBX. It's only got 12 missile launchers and a couple of phasers. So we shouldn't really have any trouble beating the ever-living crap out of him. All systems to overload. We're going to slow down even more, just to make sure that we actually have some charge going on here, because we do want to make sure that we're going to kill this guy. We're not just going to hang around and, you know, conveniently scan him. We're going to beat the ever-living crap out of this battleship, because as cool as Merak battleships are, they are not going to hold a candle to what we're about to throw at them. So going to check on our power screen. We have tons of power. Let's go utilize it for all the things in the universe. I'm going to go 5-1. Or 1-5, I suppose is the case maybe, on our electronic countermeasure, just to make sure that he understands that I'm going to screw with him as well. And if he wants to maximize his defenses, then he's going to have to give up quite a bit. Slow down a little bit more, just to make sure that we have enough power into all of our systems. And our first bash is going to hopefully be incredibly powerful. We could launch our fighters in order to sort of give us a little bit more punch, survivability? Not quite sure how it would be. Yeah, punch would be the way. We could launch our fighters to give us a little bit more punch, but I don't think that's going to be necessary at all. His ship is not good enough. So as you can see, he's packing, what is that, 11 disruptors, 10 disruptors, 2 of them shoot backwards, so it's only 8 of them that we're actually fighting against. He's got 12 missile launchers, which seems impressive until you realize that, well, no, actually against us, that's going to be pretty bad. I was about to say, until you realize that the D-type plasma torpedo does not give a crap about any of that. 4 of them he can fire at double speed, so they are the C-Racks. He can manage to pump out missiles at quite the high rate, actually. But I honestly don't think that he holds much of a chance against us. I could attempt to utilize my I-type plasma torpedoes in a bit more of a defensive mode. In fact, what I will do, I think I may deploy my fighters. Oh, never mind. He's packing 8 AMDs. If we put our fighters anywhere near that, they're just going to melt. Although, a bit of light disruptor fire, plinking off our forward shield reinforcement. Nothing too serious so far. But I think we do have to... Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to deploy it, because if I do, he is going to be able to hold that against me in a pretty significant way. Okay, we got 24 points of power at the forward shield. We should be doing pretty nice. So let's also prepare a tractor beam if he really wants to get close. I'm really going to hurt him. Tractors to point defense is now active and ready to rock and or roll. His fighters are coming in, which is not good. But I'm going to convince my bombardment at the moment we hit a range of 8. Conduct our bombardment. Okay, good hookup. We got managed to get a good solid connection on all of them. I don't want to fire my phasers. My phasers would be very, very dangerous to do so because of that. So I'm going to fire the pseudo. And he did crash stop. We're going to take an awful lot of damage on this one. Fire all of them back. If he's going to do this, then we're fully running into him. Yeah, forward shields are down. Unfortunately, he is going to chunk through a significant number of my shields. His fighters are also dead, which is good on some occasions, but you know what? I may not have much of a choice anymore. Fighters, get it on out there and break him. His AMDs are going to kick in. I was hoping that they would have an opportunity to kill him. So we are just going to hopefully get enough plasma onto the target that we can beat the crap out of him. Okay, they did a fairly great run. So everybody return to me. Yep, there goes one squadron. So that's an expensive payout. His AMDs are kicking back on in. As you can see, we've been pretty badly mauled by trying to do that. I had underestimated his firepower because I'm so used to every other race having just either a metric ton of AMDs or having D-type plasma torpedoes, which we don't have either of those things at the moment. So we will be able to get our hands on some D-type plasma torpedoes in the somewhat near future, but until then, I really don't have many options to try and fight him with, aside from, you know, running away at maximum speed, which we can do, actually. Let's come over here to the scan. We're going to get all the information that we require so that we can leave at any point. We have the information that we need. And double plasma torpedo sort of in his face. He should be able to bring the bow around in order to protect himself on that one. Yeah, a little bit of protection going on there. And I'm going to set my systems to normal. And yeah, I suppose we just need to drop mines. We need to get a little bit of distance on this guy. I'd love to spin around and just hit him with everything that I've got. I will bring the point side plasma torpedoes around. Hopefully I will have the angle that I require. Okay, we have more plasma going out. I forget that I can fire these things every turn. It's just that I have 4 of them that I'm only allowed to utilize 1 at a time. So we're going to slowly get on around, wait for his plasma torpedoes to disappear, and we'll get a little bit more fire into him. The developing plasma torpedo ought to do a significant amount of damage to him, which I'm very much looking forward to. And yeah, that's a solid connection on that one. I think I'm about to have another I-type plasma torpedo ready to go soon, which will be very helpful. How many fighters got home? 2. Are any of them still repairing? No, only 2 fighter squadrons managed to survive that. So yeah, his AMDs were rather impressive. So he had 8 of them, and they just beat the ever-loving crap out of my fighters. So that's going to be an expensive repair. But you know what? I think we all learned a valuable lesson today. That the only reason why the Merak placed so poorly on that list was mainly because, well, everybody else had AMDs and we don't at this era of play. Although that does raise a little bit of an odd and interesting question. So the list I keep referring to is our top 8 battleships list, which you can go find on the channel elsewhere if you've never seen it before. And the Merak placed, I believe, 5th. And the main reason for that was that everybody had a solution to their problem, and their entire main battery was completely shut downable. And the BBX has only 12 launchers, which, as long as they had an advantage against an opponent like us, specifically us, who has no AMDs and no major defense whatsoever at this current era in time, like, against any other battleship, this vessel would be woefully unprepared, except for maybe the Lyran battleship, because the Cave Line battleship is junk. But against any other faction, his 12 missiles would be utterly pointless. And honestly, if we had played this more intelligently, probably we could have avoided most of the damage we ended up taking as well. Specifically, if we had sort of hung at range and not tried to just beat the ever-living crap out of him using the close-range overloaded PPD, if we had sort of hung at range and skirmished with him a bit more, we may have actually been able to avoid all that damage. There we go. Target destroyed. Mission successful. By the skin of our teeth, but still successful, so I'm going to take what I can get. Also, at this point, we're just sort of in a bit of a holding action while we wait in order to get our hands on a proper heavy battlecruiser. 320 prestige and a tile neutral, although I don't remember if that tile was neutral or not. Shipyard, hi. I'm looking for an XCA. It's 2298. Would they exist by this point in time? That is the truest of questions. Let's go check. So if I switch from heavy cruisers back to heavy cruiser, and we're looking for X, goes right to T. So yeah, the heavy cruisers are not available. The heavy battle cruisers, the XCAs. Are any of them available? No, none of the X-type heavy cruisers are out there, or any of the X-type vessels at all are out there, which is actually kind of odd. So we'll fix most of the ship. It was very expensive. Caveat Centaurs just getting themselves killed. Pay up on all of these for their massive expense. We can't keep doing this because of the amount of time that it takes in order to repair all the things, but we'll pop over here. I was going to be a little bit more aggressive into Federation territory. I really shouldn't be. I should be focusing on other locations, but going against Federation territory kind of helps push me away from the Merak, which just demonstrated that without AMDs, we are in trouble. So we'll ready up, get ready for combat, overload the system. So against a Federation vessel, I should be able to beat the ever-living crap out of them. Unless, of course, it's a Federation BBX, which can probably kick my ass. Oh, the BBX of the Federation is going to be quite powerful and dangerous against us for various reasons, but one of the bigger ones is the fact that he's got way better phases than we do. Luckily for us, we only ran into a single heavy cruiser, and it is a pirate heavy cruiser, so he's not going to be able to do a gosh darn thing about us. So that's lovely to hear. Okay, prepare the tractor beam because we're going to need it, and we'll increase the speed of time because the plan is going to be to basically drive on up to him and kill him. Set a probe, find out exactly what we're dealing with. 4 Ds and an R. Holy crap. So that R-type plasma torpedo is actually a problem. But I need some time to let my... I can't just send my fighter signals. He's got 4 plasma torpedoes. Or 4 D-type plasma torpedoes. I need more speed. He's way too close for me to have my stern towards him. Okay, that was his R-type plasma torpedo. Run and turn. Okay, slow down speed of time. Plasma S. Fire pseudo into his face. You're gonna enjoy that, right? You're gonna crash stop because of that, right? There it goes, okay. So I need time to build out range, which we can now utilize to the best of our ability. We're gonna do a nice sweeping turn on this one. Several of our phasers have already been discharged. Okay, I need to pull a little bit tighter than this. Maybe I shouldn't have gone all the way around. But I wanted to make sure that we had gotten the turn in. These fighters are starting to come on in, but that's not the biggest worry that I have. The biggest worry is that I'm not going to be able to bring my forward plasma torpedo to bear. Or my forward PPD. And my forward plasma torpedoes, I suppose. But the PPD is the big one. Come on. Our defensive plasma torpedoes are engaging at maximum. Come on. Come on. Oh, they're out of range? No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our plasma follow-up. A little bit of light phaser fire as the skirmish goes down, and we'll drift off to the side as we prepare our aft plasma torpedoes. Yes! More plasma. Broadside plasma! So let's see how you deal with that one. Yeah, he was a little bit outgunned. Just a little bit. Didn't quite have the full firepower at his disposal that he was going to need to take out a Cardassian battleship. The other reason why I want to move into an X-type heavy cruiser is I'm trying to remember, I'm racking my brains for what I changed the X-type heavy cruisers to. So, because I'm 99% positive that I went through and I changed them all. Pop back up here. Shipyard, hi. I don't care about BBVs. You can keep them. You can have all the BBVs. Well, the BBVXs. CAXs are out. They came out in 2295. I am going to keep switching this because I want to know. More tugs. All tugs. Why? Why, game, won't you grant me the amazingness that is a much more nimble and aggressive heavy cruiser? Pass out into the middle of space, and we'll take a scouting mission because I don't like asteroid base defenses. That's literally it. Asteroid base assault, I mean, I didn't want to spend the time and waste it. We're dealing with a heavy cruiser, pirate type. Okay, I can work with that. So technically our job is to scan them? Yes, scanning mission. Maximize speed of time, prepare all systems for straight up combat. We'll go 1-5 once again. The 1 is just to keep them on their toes. The 5 is to make sure that they can't do anything too irritating to me. And we'll just line ourselves nice and properly. Set a mobile sensor just in order to figure out if he's actually packing something that I have to defend against. He is! Okay, that's unfortunate. I will now do a donut. I'll pop out to a top screen to make sure that I'm not about to run into any sort of dangerous environmentals. And how are we doing? 13 points of power on the forward shield. That's an insufficient amount of power on the forward shield. So that don't even work. Okay, here comes his big one. I'm coming to defense. Shut off that. Alright, so we are just going to tank it. Because, yeah, I've got 32 points of power on the forward shield. I can tank anything. Well, not anything, but I can tank a lot. Prepare the tractor beam. And increase the speed of the ship. We're going to need it. And engage. Ooh, 1 miss. That's unfortunate. He survived. Interesting. Deep scan, because we need to do that. This is technically a scouting mission. We need to keep that in mind. And you know what? Fire pseudoplasma torpedo. Yeah, I figured you'd react that way. We have all the information that we require. Hi, bro. Heard you was talking crap. You may just want to surrender, buddy. Well, I didn't really warn him, but I only was going to give him the one chance. Good job. Oh, that's just a terrifying image it must be. To suddenly just have us looming over you. It's like, Guten Tag. We're coming for you. We're going to annihilate you. 320 prestige, of course, for a job very well done. Pop out over here. We could run into anybody. Hopefully we will not run into another one of those battleships, because those battleships hurt a lot. So we'd prefer to be able to pick on light, small mini vessels. Beast Raiders again, so hopefully we can utilize... Apparently they have been packing plasma, so I'm going to just prepare the plasma, because I don't want to mess around too much with that. And the forward shield reinforcement, of course, don't ignore that. It's very important. The forward shield reinforcement will keep you alive or get you killed, depending on how things end up going. Shut off that because I don't want to have to worry about that system being active. That system, of course, being the point defense for plasma torpedoes. Against missiles, yes, I want that thing on, but against plasma torpedoes, not so much. I don't really see the utility in having that active. So where's my fleet screen? There we are. There we go. So, of course, have our wonderful little target off in the distance. And our Wild Weasels is prepared. Prepare a tractor beam as well, just in order to make sure that we are most efficient and powerful. I do need to slow down a little bit to give my... He's got 2 Gatlings and 4 Phaser X's. Right. Buddy, I hate to tell this to you, but you may be a little bit outgunned. I see your fighters, but I'm not impressed. I don't think you brought a sufficient number of fighters to this particular battle, and I think that you're about to run into a giant brick wall of plasma. So let us prepare all of le plasma as we're about to pass within range of our PPD. Apparently he is actually maintaining an attack shift. It didn't matter, we got a good hookup. Or almost. One of them missed a couple of times. So good, solid hits. Fire the pseudo torpedo. And prepare all defense. Ow! 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 I'm gonna kill your friend so hard. I don't know if you realize this, but your buddy ain't surviving. Just wait for his shuttle to deactivate. Well, my plasma sort of does its thing. He's going right for me. Probably his smartest idea, but... Goodbye. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So another vessel completely annihilated by our gigantic overpowered battleship as we stride on into battle. Defeated. Completely and utterly. Twin blast masses, 4 PPDs and overload. Took a little bit of a hit, nothing too serious. Hopefully we will actually be able to fix our ship. 136, a little bit of pressure going on out. More neutral space to be found. Enigma, no! Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was thinking Anomaly. It's like, why is this mission not actually linked onto things? But no, Enigma is a perfectly fine mission, especially for us being particularly slow. Prepare for battle. Prepare for battle and run. Overload all weapon systems, of course. Then we're going to go electronic countermeasures with whatever power you have left over. But apparently they were going for the full 6. So you know what? I will go for the full 6 electronic countermeasure. Just in order to prepare for the absolute worst. Reinforce the forward shield. And then, of course, come to the shuttle bay. Because I don't trust these people anymore. Oh, I lost a Phaser 3 and an engine repair. What is this insanity? Alright, continue to advance. Transporter room. Tell me, do they have anything interesting on board? They do not. Okay, we can just head right on for this light cruiser. You picked the wrong day to go fishing. Today is not salvage day. Today is very much not salvage day. So we're just going to ride on up to him and beat the ever-living crap out of him. Since the decoy is prepared, plasma torpedoes slowly coming online. And not that far. And we're going to basically be able to, well, annihilate them is the polite way of putting what we're about to do to them. But they're also probably going to, yeah, they killed the special ship. They utilized a Wild Weasel shuttle in order to do things that I don't think they really understood what they were about to get involved with. Although that is a plasma torpedo. Huh. It's a plasma G, which I'll admit I'm not particularly scared of. Maybe I should be, but I just don't feel the fear. My forward shield should be able to handle the 20 damage. Oh shoot, we're too close. Shoot. 3. Yeah, we got 4 out. Bit of a waste. Have my plasma. Enjoy. He's not dead. That's rather impressive, buddy. You have done an excellent job. Maybe I'll just keep you alive as a pet. Or maybe not. I mean, I have these plasma torpedoes. It would be a shame not to utilize them in the manner in which they were designed to be used. And just a little bit more of a turn. Nice and gentle. You do have a way of breaking free, which is a bit unfortunate. I don't want you to break free, obviously. But you don't have a shuttle bay, which makes your life just a little bit more difficult than it otherwise kind of needs to be. Phaser 3s. They're both amazing and totally pointless. Although this is an interesting weapons mix. He's got missiles, G-type plasma torpedoes, as well as a PPD. I suppose the G-type it works as well as any other type of system when it comes to backing up a PPD, because it is the longer range plasma torpedo. And it's not hugely long range, but it's sort of longer range is what they can manage. We'll give him a couple more plasmas just to the face. See if he manages to handle that one, which I don't think... No, that was none. So the missiles, the G-type and the PPD all sort of emphasize a mid to long range combat setup. So I suppose medium missiles with that would present some interesting opportunities for the sorts of damages that you can push out. So a successful mission all around, 182 prestige. We're going to pull back on into port. Because I would like to know, are you selling X-type heavy cruisers? They're selling CCXs, but that's not what I'm looking for. I need XCA. Because the reason why CCX is not what I'm looking for is because it's only got 2 Rs and 2 PPDs, which the Rs are great, don't get me wrong. But what I'm looking for is the X-type heavy cruiser, because the X-type heavy cruiser is going to be equipped with 2 or 4 plasma Ds, and then it'll back that up with 4 PPDs, as well as 2 rear-firing PPDs if we manage to get our hands on a heavy bombardment cruiser, which is kind of the plan. But that's going to do it for today's episode. I have been Derek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and make sure you join us for the streams on Wednesday and Saturday at 4 o'clock as we play through Apollo's Vipers, a rogue tech campaign, Battletech, that began in the middle of Clan Space. I think you'll enjoy it, and I will see you all in the next episode.